Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Captain.
I'm Lynn.
And today we're going to be reviewing and talking about these really cool products for Pathfinder 2nd Edition from Beadle and Grimm's. I want to give a big thank you right here at the beginning. I want to give a big thank you to Beadle and Grimm's for sending us these to check out and review because, spoiler alert, these are really cool. Spoiler alert, I really like these a lot. It's going to be hard to hide that, though, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a spoiler. But thank you, Beadle and Grimm's, for sending us these to check out and review. These are the Complete Wizard Chronicle, and you have there?
The Complete Fighter Chronicle.
So now they've done a bunch of these, and we're going to talk about like what's available, what's in these, what these are like, would I recommend them, why I would recommend them, who I would recommend them to, and everything, all of that from you as well. But before we get too into this, I do want to say I've got a ton of links in the description down below that you can check out at your leisure. There's a link to BoardGameCaptain.com, which is a great hub for all things Board Game Captain, and Len and I started doing some semi-regular blog posts over there, as well as a link to my Teespring store if you'd like to get yourself some cool Board Game Captain merch, t-shirts, mugs, etc. Like this shirt here that I'm wearing that says, I drink and I game, it's what I do, and it has a mug of beer and a D20 on it. You can get that over at my Teespring store. There's also a link to my Patreon if you're in a position to and would like to support the channel. All right, Lynn, you've got the description up over there. Why don't you read the description? What do they say?
So, do you want me to read the little
Yeah.
fluffy blurb like the stats?
Well, let's go with the blurb and the stats. Let's do the whole thing. Go ahead.
So it says, this is your character story. Keep it proudly and create something that you can refer back to in your dotage long after your character met their tragic or heroic or heroically tragic end. Okay. So then it says the Complete Character Chronicle is a full-size journal that includes over 200 pages of 8.5 by 11 pages. That's just standard, like A5, I think.
It's basically the normal size of a Pathfinder role-playing game book.
Lay flat binding.
Let me show that. Lay flat binding. Lays flat very nicely.
Vegan leather cover.
Yeah, I don't know what vegan leather is actually made of, but I guess
it's like a pleather kind of thing.
Yeah, it feels really nice.
There's multiple. I think we looked this up.
Are there multiple kinds of vegan leather?
There's ones that are like made from mushrooms. There's like the cheaper ones are like pleather and like made of plastic, basically PVC. There's like other ones too that are made out of weird kind of like more biodegradable things. But I think they're more expensive.
I don't know.
Not really used a lot.
I don't know what this is made out of, but it's very pleasant. It feels nice. It smells nice. It doesn't smell chemically.
No, it looks nice too.
It looks like leather. It's very pleasing to the touch. I like it a lot. Go on.
Dry erase battle tracker.
Oh yeah, it's in the back.
That tucks into pouch in the back cover.
Yeah, we got to show that. That is really cool. So in the back cover, you have this like felt pouch here.
You gotta this.
Oh, I thought I pulled it off there.
No.
Oh, thank you. And then in here is a dry erase battle tracker. Because I'm facing it towards you, it's difficult to pull out. Let me just get my fingers in there. There we go. And it is like a plastic sheet here, which on this side obviously is for keeping track of your prepared spells and your consumables and your all of your stats for combat. And on the other side, it has a cheat sheet of a bunch of different abilities and hero points and what you can spend them on and how dying works and conditions work. This is really nice. Very substantial. You can hear that. Very substantial.
Yeah, it's really thick.
Oh yeah. It's because I think it's cardboard and then plastic over it, but it's hard. Like everything about this product feels quality to me. I know I'm getting already into the review, but go ahead.
Complete rules from the player's guide and the advanced player's guide for your class and your class only.
That's the most amazing thing right there. But we're going to get into that in a minute.
Spells and feats for your class and your class only.
Yeah.
Druid, Cleric, Fighter, Rogue, Wizard classes available.
That's going to be where my only downside is.
And it also, which we didn't realize because these were given to us for review, but it also says each chronicle is also available as a fillable PDF.
Very, very cool. So, so you can get it in a PDF form or you can get it in the physical form. My recommendation would be physical because even though the other version is fillable, these are gorgeous. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think these are really nice, and I kind of wish they sent us a rogue so I could use it.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So we actually don't have anyone in our current group that's playing either of these classes. So these are not something we're going to use right now anyway. But we're just reviewing it not from a use perspective that we're using it now, but from a hypothetical perspective. Would it be cool to use? How awesome is it? So let's start with the one negative that you and I talked about, and I don't know if you have any others, but the first negative I have is I wish they had at least done all of the classes from the basic book, because they don't have sorcerer. Which are the classes they have?
It is druid,
Yeah.
cleric, fighter, rogue, wizard.
Right. So they don't have ranger, they don't have sorcerer, they don't have champion. Like they've got some of the ones you'd really want. Like wizard is great because you can keep track of the spells so well in here. Rogue is great because you can keep track of all the feats and stuff, and rogue is like a feat monster. But I really feel like I wish they had just done a couple more to at least get the basic classes.
I mean, they're probably.
Hopefully, if it does well, they'll do it later.
They're probably going to do more, I would think.
Yeah, but we are, we gotta address anything that's negative.
Yeah.
I know, because you're very impressed by these. You don't want me to be saying.
It also has 2 cloth bookmarks.
Lynn has been very impressed by these. She wants to get the rogue one.
My favorite thing.
Okay.
Is the stuff from the rule books.
Yes.
Because it tells you everything that you need to level up.
Yes.
And you don't have to if your whole party is leveling up at once, you don't have to pass around a rule book.
Right, because you basically got the rules just for your character.
You have everything in here. You have all the feats that you could get. You have everything that you need right here.
So it starts off with the certificate of live birth, so you can give all of the specific notes about your character. And one of my favorite bits of this is to be raised by, and the choices are parents, wolves, goblins, evil wizards, good wizards, average wizards, other, and you can name them. And I think that's hilarious.
Well, that's just for they're different for each one.
Oh, are they? What is yours say?
They are, yeah. Because I have the fighter one, so mine is to be raised by really strict parents, the Lord of the Keep, Sir Eric, Foreign Legion, Local Legion, or Town Militia.
Or other, and you can name them. Okay, so those are great. I love that those are in there. I love that they I love that as a joke they have specific things, but then they also have an other, so you can do anything. Then you have the full character sheet. That's the next bit. So as we turn, you've got the character sheet. You've got all the areas for the character sheet. Obviously, you're going to want to do this with pencil or erasable pen so that you can very easily erase this and keep going, because this is meant to be a journal for your entire experience with this character, the entire campaign.
And this is what I was talking about. They tell you clearly what you get each time.
I love the blood prints on that one. Lift that up a little so they can see that. Move your hand there a little bit. Oh, it's the other side. My bad. Here, I'm going to hold it here for you. There you go. They put little fun things in.
Yeah, it tells you clearly what you get for each level. And then all those things like fighter feat is just in this journal. You don't need to wrangle up the
basic rulebook. Yeah. So that's the thing is because a lot of players will not buy the basic rulebook. They'll just play. This is a great book to get instead to do as a character journal. And again, it gives you all the rules for your class as long as they have your class available. It gives you all the rules for your class that you would like. Because once you get past all of this stuff, and there's a huge amount of area for you to write stuff down for notes and contacts and equipment.
The last half of the book is just the journal section, and it's just all notes and grids to map out things,
like spell effects and how they would work and things like that.
Yeah, there's a funny list. I'm trying to find the list.
Or to map out dungeons while you're going through them. They have grids.
There's a list where you can list your greatest foes.
Yeah. Well, in here you have important quests, but then you get to the rules reference, and then you have all the stuff for your class. And the thing is, it's not just the stuff from the basic rulebook. I want to say they took from the advanced player's guide too.
It said.
I want to say so. I want to say they have all the feats and stuff from the advanced player's guide as well as the rulebook.
Complete rules from player's guide and the advanced player's guide. Yes.
So you've got a bunch of extra stuff in here, which is really awesome. So you've got all the class features, the class feats, spells if you're a magic user. So all the spells are in here. And then again, like Lynn said, there's a ton of extra room in addition to all the rules, so you don't have to look at the books, you have all the rules that you would need for your character class. And then, in addition to that, you have a ton of space for notes, for drawings, for mapping out dungeons, all in the back in the journal section.
For like you have spells because you're the wizard.
Yes.
I have equipment in the fighter one, so it's like
Well, because you live and buy by your weapons.
So you can you don't need the player's guide.
Right.
You can just look through here and be like, oh, this is some cool armor.
Right. Well, they have magic equipment in there too. So you can even be like, I want to keep an eye out for this magic sword because this would be really awesome for my character.
There's specific named weapons in here, and you can
like the sky hammer, which is great, and illustrations for a lot of it too. It's got a lot of the stuff lifted right out of the rule books. I'm going to be showing pictures of all these things up on the screen while we're talking about them. This is really freaking cool. What do you think?
And I don't know if these are in the rule book or not, but they have funny advertisements.
I don't think I've never seen that one before. That's new to this book. So that is what it's.
Seared Roasted & Co. Cheapest supply house on Goldarion, but our trade reaches all 8
There's
continents.
no D in Galarian.
Did I say Goldarion?
You said Goldarion.
Okay. I don't know what Goldarion is.
Goldarion is the world of Pathfinder.
I just said Goldarion.
Well, there is no... Oh, you don't know what Goldarion is. Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but you said it.
Okay.
I love that they have the grids for mapping out dungeons, too. That's really cool. Because you can literally use this grid as your game master describes it to you to map out the dungeon.
Well, there's not that many grids. I would think they're mainly for mapping out, your home base, maybe?
Well, it could also be... Some of them might be for effects.
The fold-out.
Oh, there's a big fold-out one here. Some of them could be mapping out, spell effects or explosion effects so you can remember how big they are and what an area they have. But, I mean, it's up to you how you use it. It's not dictated. It's just here's some grids. Map out what you want. I like that they have little drawings of some of the monsters in there and just all sorts of stuff. Being that they sent us one wizard and one fighter, it is really cool that we get to see the different stuff. That this one has a lot of the equipment, including magic equipment, and this one has a lot of the spells, which is great for reference. And then it's really good if you have a few people with different ones of these around the table because they'll have different sections. Be like, hey, could you look up this piece of equipment for me that I have, And
then in the back, there's a death certificate.
Oh, yeah.
And on the opposite page is a guest book for, I'm guessing, the people who attend your funeral.
Yeah, so this is obviously meant to be 100% your character journal for the entire campaign from start to death for your character. I think these are awesome. Again, my only gripe is I would like more variety. I really hope that they do all of the basic character classes, and then I hope that they move on and even do some of the more advanced character classes that are out there. I mean, granted, I think the basics would be sufficient. I love the cloth bookmarks, but I think the basics would be sufficient in regard to variety. But if they could even do some of the others like Swashbuckler and stuff, that would be pretty cool also. What are your thoughts on these?
I think that they seem to be really handy.
Oh yeah.
Again, the paper is really thick, but I don't know how much it's going to stand up to constant erasing. I guess that's maybe why they also offer a fillable PDF.
Yeah. But
I think they would be useful. It has everything you need.
It feels like the ultimate game aid for a player. You have all the reference you need for your character in one book that also has your character sheet in it and all your notes all in one book. So when you go to game night, this and your dice. That's what you need. And I think that's pretty great. I'm with you on that. I think I know where I am point wise. This was kind of a little tough to rate.
I didn't know we were going to give a number.
Oh.
I thought we only do that for games.
Oh, no.
I don't think I've ever reviewed a peripheral.
No, you haven't. But you seemed really interested in this one, which is why I asked if you wanted to be in on it. Well,
right. I mean, I haven't, sometimes, it seems really cool, but sometimes, using it, you realize, the shortcomings. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but this is a first impression rating.
Okay.
So, we're just going off what we think. So, you know what? We may cut it here and give it a minute for you to think on what you want, and then we'll cut back in with our ratings. All right. So, do you want to go first or second on the rating?
I'll go first.
Okay, so how many stars out of 10 as a role-playing aid, as a game aid for Pathfinder, would you give the complete player Chronicles?
I would give it an 8.
Okay, so that's very high. So
And that's just because, you know, actually using it might bring up some issues that
you can't notice now.
I haven't thought of until
Right.
they come up in progress. You know?
It's a little tough right now because no one we have in our group is playing these particular character classes. We'd have to make new characters and try them out using these. But having a good look through this, I do think this is awesome. I think this is one of the best player aids for Pathfinder I've ever seen. And that includes the stuff that comes out from Paizo, which is nuts because they come out with some amazing aids at Paizo. This is probably better than anything Paizo's even put out. This is really, really freaking cool. Even though it was done, I guess, it's kind of done in conjunction with Paizo. Paizo's in the back too. So I guess Paizo did have something to do with this. So, but this might be one of the best player aids, I think, ever. I'm going to go 8.5 stars out of 10. This is absolutely fantastic. My only thing keeping it back from a 9 for me is I wish they had, for the first run, done all of the character classes from the basic book. That's the only thing holding me back from a 9. So FYI, if at the time you're watching this, they have expanded it to all of the character classes from the book, then my rating would be a 9. That's how much I think, how awesome I think these are. So, any final thoughts on the complete character chronicles?
No, it's just it's really cool, and I wish I had a rogue one.
I'll get you a rogue one. How's that? I'll buy you a rogue one. Is that good? What are you doing?
I was trying to see if it was like stretchy enough
to go over the whole. No, it's just supposed to hold. I think it's just supposed to hold in the dry erase.
I don't think it's supposed to hold the book closed.
No, but yeah, no, this is really awesome. I do like. By the way, I specifically said I like that there are 2 cloth bookmarks. So you can bookmark 2 different things, and they're different colors.
Well,
to be color coded as well.
I'm assuming one is going to be like by where you're leveling up, and the other one is going to be where you're looking at skills and feats and stuff.
Possibly. Well, it depends on how you want to use it.
How I would probably.
For the wizard, they might be looking at spells.
Well, yeah, but that's still leveling up stuff.
Fair enough. All right, so there you have it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns on this product, feel free to put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this review of a role-playing game product, be sure to give it a like, share it on all forms of social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And until next time, game on.